Hello and welcome back aboard the fight ship for the bonus video. Oh, I'm so happy. I never thought I'd see the day. I'm going to use the Wavebird, which I got by winning a contest with the Retro Logic store. Wonderful place to buy from it. I'm putting an ad here. He doesn't know I'm doing this. Don't tell him. Just buy stuff from him and don't tell him that I'm putting an ad for a video. But I'm going to use the Wavebird. I think D-pad. I can use the analog stick. So, we're going to be testing out the sound test. Now, to get the sound test, because Kirby has no save data, all unlockables are got just through secret codes that are put at the end of each mode. So, to do this, you just have to go up, select, which is mapped to the X and Y buttons, and then B. Down, select B. It's down, select B. You can look it up if you don't trust me. I can also use the D-pad. So, as you can see, earlier we played around with Vitality and did all of Extra Game with 1 Vitality and 1 life.
The worst idea anyone has ever had.
Yeah, it was not good. Should not have done that. But today we're just going to be listening, well, it was 5 minutes ago. But right now, we're just going to be listening to some sweet, sweet tunes. Not in wide. Oh yeah, other thing about the GBA, you can make it wide. If you're wondering why this is in color when it's a Game Boy game, that's because we're on the Game Boy Advance or the Game Boy Player, which automatically gives it a color palette. Don't worry, you can turn that off. You can switch it to just be black and white. However, there's no I don't think there's a green Game Boy color palette.
But there's a lot of other ones to play around with, so...
Yeah. Plus, most re-releases, I find it interesting. The color with this game is very interesting. Dream Collection is just black and white.
Yeah. The 3DS has the 2 different filters.
Yeah. Really nice of them to put the Game Boy filter on 3DS. And this version has this partially colorized version. I don't know exactly how this works. Let's see. We have 32 sounds and 18 tracks. That's how much music is in this game. Although I think 0 might be a track. Oh. So... I'm not exactly sure how this works. Will it automatically go to the next song? I don't know. Let's just start.
I don't think so.
This is a soundtrack podcast, basically. This is music zeros for some reason.
Yeah, they don't seem to be ordered.
That's weird.
No,
do you know what sound... This is Bubbly Clouds?
Yes.
Yeah, this is the main Bubbly Clouds theme. We didn't spend much time there because I did it in 1 life. Put it on sunglasses, you can't hear. But yeah, what do you think of Bubbly Clouds?
Well...
Not the stage.
It's interesting.
Music.
Oh, the music. Oh. Well...
You could talk about the stage, I guess.
Well, for the stage, it was just interesting how in the initial runs, for extra mode, Float Islands was pretty tame, and then, Bubbly Clouds was a nightmare, and how in this run, they swapped.
Yeah.
Bubbly Clouds has a lot of...
life.
Yeah. Bubbly Clouds has a lot of, off-screen unfair enemies, but they always happen in the exact same way.
Yeah, so if you know what to look for, it's a breeze. A bit of an annoying breeze, but a breeze.
But then Float Islands has those cannons that are negligent when you're...
And Blatzies.
Yeah, when you're in, when you have health, and it doesn't really matter too much whether you damage boost them or not.
Yeah.
Especially since there's a maximum tomato in between the two, right by the 1-up.
Yeah, but when you play with, if you play with 1 health, you're done. What do you think of the music, though? We should talk about
Yeah,
each
the
track.
music. I have to say, I like Superstar's version of this track better, and I'll probably say that about a lot of these, but...
That would make sense.
I am
remember...
rather partial to SNES and SNES music in general, but...
I don't remember the differences between the 2 versions very much.
It's in a different key.
That would make sense.
A lot of those songs are in different keys.
I think generally this does a good job living up to the name of Bubbly Cloud. It's a very bouncy song.
Although
I
it's
think
pretty funny that it plays for this nightmare of a stage in the original.
yeah.
You know, Benny's from off screen that you can't
Yeah.
predict unless
Well,
you know
can
they're there.
predict. That's the whole thing. But,
Yeah, unless you know if you know they're there, they're fine. But
Yeah.
like, if this is your first run, then guess I'll die.
There are some of my favorite parts of this. Some of my favorite changes, though, like with the parasols and the stars falling, and the moon room with the Gordos. Those are some of my
Yeah, it's
favorite
just-
extra game changes.
Those kind of feel a bit trolly, to be honest. And
I know, but
it's
they're
it's fun. Yeah. Like, oh, the stars do damage now.
yeah, it was actually one of the things I was super, because occasionally when I hear there's a hard mode, I'll think, I hope they do this.
Yeah.
Like for Pikmin 3 Deluxe, I was like, man, I hope they make electricity kill only in the hard mode. They didn't do
didn't.
that. I was disappointed. But I, like, when I saw those stars and when I saw how different extra game mode, that was one of the first things, like, I hope those do damage.
And they did.
And they did, and I was so happy. It's clear the music's not moving on its own. We're gonna have to go to the next track. But, yeah. This is the main Bubbly Clouds theme. And this is
And
Green Greens.
Greens.
I think we're supposed to do the 0-0 sound last. I think 0-0 is supposed to be last.
Well, Bubbly Clouds is middle of the road for
That's true, never mind.
each. So,
This is Green Greens.
yeah, so...
Is this your favorite version of Green Greens, Sammy?
No.
Of course not. There's 50 billion of these. You have like 50 million to choose with, and this was their first to go.
They keep bringing this one back, like, in the...
It's the first level theme. It will always
But
be
like,
back.
but like the Game Boy version, like, you go into the first Hell Room and return to Dreamland, and it's like, uses the Game Boy version of this.
Instead of just like, is that one of the billion
Right.
different,
This Game Boy
remixes.
version specifically is continually, and then Kirby Star Allies Extra Stage 1 is all based on Dreamland, Kirby's Dreamland music. And it just, most of the stage uses this,
I mean,
this Game Boy version.
you have to remember, doing something the first time does get like points, even like a lot of points. Even if it doesn't deserve it. This being the first game,
Yeah.
it makes sense that they'd revisit this specific version.
Yeah.
Even if maybe, because like it's less, because all other versions are remixes. So revisiting another remix is kind of recursive, and
Yeah.
even if I do think that'd be cool, it is important to remember this is the original, and that's why it's returned to specifically, because it came first. It just happened first. And yeah, it's a nice track. Because this nice energetic feel, and really sets the tone as you blaze through Green Greens.
Yeah. Good times.
And then we're gonna go to the next track.
The Invincible Candy
Oh.
theme. There was Invincible Candy in this game.
Yeah, I think it was on one of the paths we didn't take.
Oh, yeah.
Because we routed this game pretty early, but there is Invincible Candy in this game. This is the first time you ever see it. Obviously, it's the first game.
Yeah.
All things that appear here are the first time in the series. It's like Mario Superstar thing,
Yeah.
but it was probably based off of it,
Yeah.
off the Superstars theme. And it's just a really quick loop. We've already heard it like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times.
It has some interesting variations over the years. Like, I think Triple Deluxe and Robobot probably has
Yeah.
my favorite version of this one.
Yeah. I have to wonder, is there a single song in this category that has never been remixed?
Well, let's keep going.
Yeah.
I don't think so, but...
Yeah, because we don't need to listen to this any longer.
Game Over
Oh.
theme. I know this is in Star Allies, at least.
That's not the Game Over theme. This is the Death theme.
Do it
Wait,
again.
no, this is the Game Over theme.
Philip.
This is the Game Over theme.
Philip, it's the Game Over theme.
I know it's the Game Over theme. We listened to this a lot, and I get the two confused because they
Yeah.
all happened right next to each other. Does this... I don't like how I have to, like, start another theme before I can start this one again. Does that theme appear again?
Well, I'm pretty sure it's in a couple of classic Kirby games.
Oh, it makes sense.
And Return to Dreamland replaced it with a bit of a different thing, and that was also what was in Triple Deluxe and Robobot, but
Yeah.
Star Allies, I know, brings back this original Game Over theme.
Yeah. It's not new. It's not.
Anyway,
yeah.
it's a Game Over theme. Unless you're playing this exact challenge, you will never hear this.
No, we got a few game overs. Even on Extra Game, we got game overs.
All right, fair. In any game other than this, you will not hear this Game Over. You will not hear the Game Over theme.
Yeah. But the game over theme, I think it's interesting. But it's kind of standard. I feel like it's not like a big thing. This is the You Did It theme, right? It's pretty much the Sparkling Star theme.
Yeah.
It only appears when the sparkling stars are in there. I think this is supposed to be the sound the sparkling stars make, and it pretty much appears after a boss before you collect the sparkling star.
Yeah.
By the way, sparkling stars never appear again.
Yeah. There's been interesting variations of this over the years as well.
Yeah.
Some that, like, aren't even quite as, like happy or, like, as, like, energetic. There's some that sound, or at least similar to this, sound more mysterious or, like...
Huh. Yeah.
Like,
I also think it's
I don't remember what game specifically.
Yeah. I also think it's an interesting concept for a theme, where after the boss, instead of, like, you just get the victory theme, you first get this, like, prelude thing right before you get the object. And this is something that...
Mario Galaxy has something like that as well.
Mario Galaxy. I remember something... I know, like, with some Koopalings in New Super Mario Bros. Wii, you get the key. You have to grab the key. But I do think it's an interesting concept, because this might be one of the first times, maybe not the first, but it's one of the first times that you get this kind of theme.
Alright.
Which I think is interesting.
Title screen.
Yeah.
And...
It took me a while. It sounds somewhat similar to Green's, I guess, but it's interesting. This... Again, I'm referring to you as an expert.
I'm
Yeah, I'm referring to you as an expert on previous versions of stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know
older
versions?
Hmm?
Do you know other versions of this theme?
Kirby's Dream Collection title theme has got to be my favorite version of this.
That would make sense. That is a good theme.
I know this is used for the first HAL room in Triple Deluxe.
Oh.
And it's really fun. Like the Dream Collection version, I must specify. I'm sure there is. I feel like
it's the title theme. It's the kind of thing.
I feel like the second HAL room uses this original version.
Huh. Interesting.
I don't remember.
I do, yeah. And I think it is interesting. I do wonder if we'll ever find a song in this original 32-song set, because there's little enough songs, and it's the first game that I bet pretty much every song is going to have something.
Float Islands.
Oh, yes.
And this has been remixed several times.
Oh, yeah, a lot.
I know particularly Air Ride has one for Top Ride Water alternate theme.
Yeah. This will be a lot easier to figure out going backwards when, like, we get to the later levels and we know exactly what is happening. But yeah. Okay, Doug, please.
In case it's not obvious, we are being...
No, we'll just cut this bit out. When we get it off, we'll give the disclaimer.
Okay.
You know what? Just let it sit there.
He's not gonna sit there.
Francisco,
I have a feeling.
Francisco, please, not now. Not now. Like, we're pretty close. Oh, it's wide.
Francisco, everybody?
Okay.
Alright, sorry about the cut there. We got attacked by our dog. So, and by attack, I mean lick attack, not like actually attacked. But yeah, Float Island.
I'm pretty sure Robobot also has a version of this, though I can't be sure.
Oh yeah, I remember it. It plays right before when Kabula comes back in the stage. Before you get the
yes! Robobot. I remember that now. It's the theme for the third lab level.
It's amazing
it's so good.
foreshadowing, too.
The theme is so good in
That's-
Robobot,
yeah.
though.
Because there's no reason for it to be there anyway until you realize
I
that
mean,
this fight happens.
though, all of the other lab themes are remixes of past Kirby themes, though.
Yeah, I
So,
suppose that's true, but
from
Why-
all of the Dreamland games, there's one from Dreamland, Dreamland 2, Dreamland 3, and Return to Dreamland.
huh.
And then the fourth one is the jet mode level, so it doesn't. But the section before just uses the float islands.
I was getting a
again.
bit tired of hearing this theme every single time we
Yeah.
last time, but it is still a really nice theme. I do think that like the long high notes can be a bit annoying, but not very. They're less annoying than you'd think for a long high 8-bit note.
Yeah.
But it's interesting.
I do think this is probably my favorite level theme of the just original Game Boy versions.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm surprised it gets away with so many long high notes in it, but it still manages to sound pretty good. Oh yeah, so next song 7.
Death.
This is the Game Over theme, Sammy. We've heard that enough.
Yeah.
Again, this is another song that comes back, and does any Kirby game not use this death theme?
I don't believe so.
It's so iconic that it's just like, it's gotta be.
Boss theme.
Yes, this is the boss theme. As I was saying earlier during a DD fight, that beginning bit, that coincide, like it mirrors DDD's theme, which I think starts like it going the opposite direction, note-wise. Remixes, significant remixes for this theme.
All I can think of is Blowout Blast. And
Would
Blowout
make
Blast
sense.
has
Yeah.
Blowout Blast has a particularly good version of this theme. It's also that Blowout Blast version is also used in Star Allies for the first bonus level
Oh.
for the boss fight.
Yeah. I do generally like this theme, but it's interesting. It doesn't come back. It's definitely one of the less iconic ones. It
Yeah.
doesn't come back very often, but like the product effect of it mirroring DDD's theme in a way reverberates through the rest of the franchise.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the
I
rest
really
of the
noticed
DDD's.
that.
Yeah. I also think it's something fascinating how many parallels were kind of lost as the season went on. Like, DDD was supposed to mirror with Po, which was the original name of Kirby, which was supposed to mirror with the Lolo and La La La, and the effectiveness kind of diminishes when Kirby's named Kirby, but Kirby's a better name, so we forgive him for it. Yeah, I do think it's interesting. Yeah, an interesting standard boss theme. And now
Super spicy curry.
a less standard boss theme. I know this is the curry and the mint breath one. It's supposed to do the two power-ups that do the that have you being able to fire consistently. But because this is the mint breath theme, it overrides the boss theme when fighting Kabula. In both this stage and the area theme in Mount DDD, unlike the rest of the bosses. And something about this mint breath theme always sticks close to Kabula. It's basically the two fights you have with Kabula both use remixed versions of this theme. If you listen to Aerial Fortress, it is in fact definitely a Aerial Fortress, by the way, is the name for the
Superstar
track
Ultra.
for Superstar Ultras. And the name for the track in Robobot is Old Foe. It is closer to this theme.
Yeah. There should be noted that this theme also returns in Kirby Air Ride for Top Ride Metal.
As well as Kirby's Epic Yarn for
And
the tank
Kirby's
fight.
Epic Yard, the tank bot theme.
If you couldn't tell,
Specifically labeled as the Moonbase theme, because this track plays for the entirety of Moonbase, but that's just because it's a tank bot level.
Yeah.
The entire level used tank bot.
Interesting. Yeah, it's interesting how these themes, like, again, this is not, this is just the mint breath in the curry theme, but it's basically become Kabula's theme. It's a nice tune, and it's nice, and it is nice that Kabula gets her own theme, even though it's not really her own theme. You know.
I still associate this closer with tank bot than with anything else, to be honest.
Even after we did all of this?
Kirby's Epic Yarn was one of the first Kirby games I played.
That's true. I have not played Kirby's Epic Yarn. Did you know that?
I did not know that. How?
I have not.
It's really fun.
I'll get to it. I am excited for it, but yeah, I've never played Epic Yarn. I just knew about it, it being an Epic Yarn because I scoured the internet for versions of this theme. Yeah. This is the standard victory fanfare.
Yep. And again,
with the Kirby dance.
many interesting variations over the years.
Yeah. Both of this and the dance. Interestingly, I do believe we'll look out for this, but I do believe the dance is actually the same for the majority of, like a little bit at the beginning. But yeah, I do enjoy that theme. This is the end credits theme. This is a nice end credits theme. It does a good job of sounding. It has this nice mix of triumphant, but like after the action. It's not the main fanfare, it's just like the after fanfare where everything's nice and pleasant, you feel happy by yourself.
I'm tired. I can't take any more.
Hey, come on.
Zoe, please help me.
Come on.
Dang it.
What are you doing?
You're injuring me more today than you ever have.
You're not wearing pants.
We're cutting this out.
Oh, put your pants back on.
No! Alright. Sorry for another cut there. The dog attacked us again and nothing else. So, yeah. This is just a nice end credits theme.
So yeah, I know this is in Superstar, Superstar Ultra, and it is the credits theme for new challenge stages in Kirby's Dream Collection, which will also have to be my favorite version of the theme. That version is particularly
pretty good versions of themes.
It mixes in some Return to Dreamland songs. It's pretty fun.
And then yeah, that nice little like, yeah, it just does a good job of feeling finale without. It feels a really nice guy. It just fits its role very well.
Yeah.
Which is very good. What is this?
Lolo, Castle Lolo.
Right. I'm sorry I'm not as good at as identifying these themes as you are. Which is weird because I generally count myself as the more musical of us, but I guess it's more performance-wise. But yeah, this is Lolo. We didn't spend much time in this castle.
Yeah.
In any version. I think Lolo and Lala, I don't know. To me, they're the most underwhelming of the boss in this game.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the boss in this game do a good job of fitting specifically with Kirby's moveset in this game.
Yeah.
And progression makes sense. I mean, you go with the tree that just drops projectiles, then the things that move after you and they have the projectile in front of him. Then you go to the unfair fight where you have infinite projectiles, and then you finally go to Krakow, which is the ultimate free-moving boss that throws projectiles at you and then turns out to be super easy. But, and D is where you have to, like, take us, is where you're both agile opponents. You have to dodge around D until you have a chance to get a projectile. I think it does have a nice projection. I don't know. Lolo and Lala, though, they're just kind of boring.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool that the crossover characters, they do come back a fair bit. The coloration, well, I guess the coloration is from Lolo and Lala.
Yeah.
They're in their own home series, but the GBA and GBC, they struggle to emulate their colors as well as they do some of the other bosses too, which is a minor disappointment. But yeah, not a bad boss, but I'd say definitely the weakest of the bosses.
And this theme has been used for several different things throughout the series, like the I think most notably the boss theme for Dynablade and Wham Bam Rock in Superstar Ultra.
Interesting. And I guess there's another thing. This theme itself kind of loses a bit of its identity. It's a callback theme to this, but it kind of doesn't have that. Whereas like stuff like Kabula's theme comes back for many things, but mostly Kabula, but always Kabula. Castle Lolo, I don't know. It doesn't have as strong of a. I don't know. Maybe it's just because maybe I'm just projecting the fact that I don't find the stage is interesting onto the song itself. It's a fine enough song anyway.
Didn't we?
Didn't we already do Green Beans? Wait, that was like song like 2, right?
1.
It's different.
It's just the stage intro.
Oh,
If you die and respawn, it doesn't play the stage intro.
and that's a separate music track. That's interesting. That's very interesting. It's kind of a one note. It's kind of a one trick pony, but that's an interesting detail. It's a different theme. Oh, that's fascinating. And that's what this is too, right?
Yeah.
This is Bubbly Clouds, which is
No, this is Float Islands, Phil.
this is Float Islands. I'm sorry. I've got to keep all this, my words and the thinking.
I would assume then that that Castle Lolo and Bubbly Clouds will have. Yeah, I'm thinking right now.
Where's Float Islands?
Try like 4 or 5. 6. 6.
All right, so this intro,
Yeah.
because I want to know specifically what the intro is, and because they're in red, so we're gonna hear all the versions without the intro after. Oh wait, wrong. So the Float Islands. So these are all next to each other in the sound test. Again, what was the intro for? Oh, gosh dang it! I do want to hear the intro
Song
for
0.
Yeah. So that's this.
Yeah.
Right, because this usually plays during the fluff scene, which is what I call the little cutscenes. Fluff scene is just a term I made up for any cutscene that doesn't really add anything except just aesthetic value.
Yeah.
Lolo and Castle. So this is the intro, which is with the yeah, it's 17 is Deity.
DDD with intro.
Yeah. We actually should have. I do have something to say about DDD. I like Deity's song here. That being said, it's definitely been done better on almost every other incarnation has been in. Except in incarnations, like pretty much all of the incarnations that happened before Superstar have the core issue of being way too short.
Yeah.
The extra bit added on in Superstar is so integral and important to this thing. I do like how in Bullet Bast they keyed it to match with this one because it's specifically meant to emulate Dreamland, this game. But yeah, it's just not a. It's a strong track, and it's still strong here. It's just stronger in every other sequent appearance, which kills me because I do really like this version. Just not as much as every other version. Kirk Deity's theme is a very strong song, but it's this version isn't weak. It's just not as good. I don't know. It's kind of a bummer. And yeah, because every time you fight. What is this again?
This is the room before DDD.
Yes, this is Mount
The
Deity's.
castle lobby.
Yeah, this is the lobby. Although Deity's theme does play in the lobby before the first time you enter it, but not afterwards. So this is the actual Mount Deity theme. But yeah, I do want to go. Yeah, I didn't know it was this short of a loop. I mean, I guess you spend so little time there.
But other games have had better
Mount
iterations of it. No, I mean, the castle lobby particularly, it's a really strong song in other games, I think.
Yeah.
Namely Kirby's Dream Land 3 sound test and Kirby 64 the Crystal Shards enemy info.
Yeah, but here it's just this is too short a loop.
Yeah.
So short that it's too noticeable. Like DD's loop is so short, is too short, but like it's not too noticeable unless you actually listen to the song. This
Yeah.
one, this loop's like every 5 seconds. It's almost like the Invincibility song. I'm trying to find the regular enemy theme to compare it. Oh, there. So this is the beginning of the regular enemy theme. And then if we compare that to DD theme, it's pitched down. And yeah, that's the kind of... It's interesting. That never made it out. But yeah, on to the sounds. Oh, we can listen to any sound when we do this.
Put on like title screen or something. I don't know.
Actually, I feel like we should listen to the sounds in a vacuum. Right, so we can press B to stop the music. I do like the animation of Kirby, of the sound test animation. It's just a looping sound test animation, but it's nice. Again, one of the strongest aspects of this game in my eyes is the amount of polish they shoved into it.
All right.
But yeah, sound number 1.
0. And
Sound
that's the
number
mic. That's the mic sound.
Yeah, is it also used when DD's
DD, yes.
thrown out, or is that a different sound? All right.
Inhale.
Inhale. Oh, that'll go on for as long as we want.
Goodness.
So now it's time for 5 hours of just listening to the inhale sound effect for that amount of time. Nah. Sound 2.
I think that's landing.
Yeah. Or... See, I expect a lot of these sound effects to be reused a bunch.
Yeah.
Oh, I can match this and get to hear it as many times as I want. But is that also used for like swallowing? No, that's different.
No, swallowing's different.
Interesting. Is that swallowing?
I think so.
Alright.
I'm not sure. That's jump.
That's jump.
But that's land.
I think that's land without bumping.
Oh.
I think they use different... I think that's getting a hit off.
Yes. Door.
Yeah. I know this. Is that swallow?
No. Definitely not.
What is this? This is,
Is there a
fun
sound
game.
for getting bumping into a wall?
Maybe? We don't have to know what all these sounds are, but it's fascinating hearing them without the context and not really knowing.
Pause, I think?
I think so. Oh, eerie signs. So we don't know what that is. We think that's pause.
Explosion.
Yeah.
Bomb. Boss health.
Yeah, this is the boss health, like filling up, and it just plays repeatedly.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah,
Yes.
it sounds like this.
Warp star.
Warp star. That's one of the longer sound effects. Warp,
Warp
star,
star
landing.
crash.
Although the actual crash is a different sound effect. I think this might be getting hit.
Yeah. Puff.
Yeah.
Shooting a star.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. This could
Thud.
also be being hit. I'm surprised how many sound effects they put in these. They're all variations of the same thing, but I do not know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
We should have done this first.
Mash this one. Beam.
So not a mashed one. I have no idea what this is.
I got nothing.
Might have something to do with the end credits with the castle or something.
Does the whale in Float Islands make a sound effect?
Maybe. Is this recorded online? I want to know. Because if so, I want to know these. Kirby's Dreamland sound test. I want to know if like someone actually went through and archived exactly what these all are. Because if someone did, I will be so impressed with them. I'll probably cut this out while I look through it. I can't find anything. Okay. No one went through and archived this. Can't imagine why.
That sounds like the boomerang.
That would make
for
sense.
like Sir Kibble. Death. Like right before death.
Alright, so this is the actual death song. Those other two thump sounds could be anything. Probably some projectile attack. Maybe parasols, I don't know.
One up.
That's the one up. Again, another like...
I think DDD's hammer.
Oh.
DDD's
yeah.
trip and hammer use the same sound.
Good ear, that's good ear. Maybe this is starting the game again? I bet one of these is pause and the other one was start the game. Unpause. This is a longer sound effect. It's probably used somewhere specifically.
It sounds like it might have something to do with the ending cutscene.
Yeah, probably. That's the microwave. I'm going to wait for that to turn off before we go back in, because that could easily be a sound effect.
That's cookies.
Oh, this is selecting things in the sound
Yes.
test. This is the sound test sound. This is probably another selection sound.
Yeah.
No, oh.
This could be anything.
Yeah.
That might be DDD's defeat sound.
Hmm.
I think so. That's Swallow. Is it Swallow?
No, that's not Swallow.
It's definitely one of Kirby's... Oh, is this is bonking off a wall, if
Yeah.
anything. Or maybe it's bonking when you fall.
Yeah.
It's another Kirby sound.
I think that is inflating, possibly?
Maybe.
No, it's swimming. Swimming.
Oh, this is swimming.
That sound you hear in
Yeah.
one level. That sounds like boss defeated.
Right, a normal boss. And then that's... Yeah, that's still... that's an... I forgot what this one was. This is the first one.
Mike.
Yeah, Mike. Anyhow. Yeah, that was... Yeah, for future reference, do you think we should do the sounds first or the music first?
Do we have to do the sounds?
I actually do find it really nice. Besides the fact that it's doing everything, I actually had a lot of fun trying to figure out what they
Okay.
were.
I'd say sounds first, then.
Yeah, I feel like in most versions,
We can put timestamps if
yeah,
necessary.
in other versions with bigger sound tests, we're probably going to do it. We're cutting this section out.
Yeah.
But in most tests with bigger sound tests, we're probably going to, do them as separate videos, and then
Yeah.
we can decide what order to put them in. But yeah, I feel like, yeah. So we're gonna go on in a little bit, and we're just gonna say what we think about the sound test itself. Do you want me to start or you start?
Go ahead.
All right, 3, 2, 1. All right, so yeah, that's pretty much the sound test. Interesting enough, I believe if we back out of both of this, no, press. I don't remember how to back out of this. Oh, start. If we back out of both of this, no, it will still play the menu theme, and we're starting. Whoops. We'll pause the game there. But the sound test. We could probably edit. No, we can't. Sorry. Well, I'll take a screenshot of the sound test and just paste it over the image so it looks like we're still on the sound test.
Okay.
But yeah, the sound test. I think the sound test. Did we show off this Easter egg?
I believe we did.
We did. All right. All right. We're gonna actually start in 3, 2. All right. So, yeah, that's. Sorry about the cuts there. Some things went off the rails, but basically, wait, no. 3. The sound test. I think the sound test is actually a really cool reward for finishing it. Again, config mode is a very cool reward as well. Really glad it never came back because I never want to do that again. And I know I would force myself to do it again because I have no self-control. But I think it's really cool. It's not like a necessary extra, but especially for when this game was made, because nowadays no one cares about the sound, the sound effects, and you could get the soundtrack off the internet. But I do think it's interesting, and it's a nice little treat because I mean that you could just. I think this does a good job of, even though it's a Game Boy game and it can't really do much with its rewards, it does a good. I think it still does a great job of rewarding its player for going all the way through extra game. And while the config mode is nice to play around with, I think unless you're doing a stupid challenge run, it will probably last you a few seconds. Where a sound test will last you a few minutes. In this day and age, no minutes. But it still is really nice to be able to just to listen. It's just a nice option. It's like nowadays, Super Mario 3D All Stars will advertise having a sound test as a special feature, and that's true. It's a nice special feature, but also Super Mario 3D All Stars came out in 2020, and it literally advertised this. The sound test slots for each soundtrack take up the same amount of space on the page as each of the games. We're cutting this section out too. The point is, I actually do really admire the fact that there's a sound test here. It's not much, but it's fun to listen to the songs and trying to figure out what each variant does when it plays, and trying to figure out what all these sound effects and how they use just 32 sound effects and 18 songs to put together all of the sound in this game. I don't know. I find that kind of impressive. What do you think?
I think that, well, mainly there's 18 songs and 4 of those are repeats. So it's like, I actually, in later games like Triple Deluxe and Robobot, where the music will continue to play if you close the 3DS, I'll just put on some music, close the 3DS, slide into my pocket, and then...
I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
Especially,
because they have the feature where it'll play through and it'll automatically go to the next song.
They do.
That's nice.
I don't know. I tend to pick one song and then just change it manually when I want to. But it's those soundtracks tests I really enjoy, because those games have amazing, incredible soundtracks.
And this game has 14 songs. That's true, and it does. I do get that. This is definitely not, but this is also the first. This is where it started. Those probably wouldn't have sound tests, because sound tests is a pretty major Kirby tradition, is to always have the sound test. It's unlockable, and this was a really good start for it. But compared to later sound tests, it's not as impressive because it has not as impressive of a soundtrack. But still, I really do think that it's nice that it's here.
Yeah.
It's interesting because this is a short game. There's not much that happens in it. And it's a short game that is pretty easy on the Game Boy. But there's so much stuff and polish that they put into this game. The amount of care they put into crafting an extra game that was significantly harder and different. Putting in, even though they had no save function, putting in rewards for doing specific tasks even without a save function. And I think it's just really cool the amount of like polish and effort. That's what I think really makes this game shine. Like even today, even when it's been dwarfed by its predecessors pretty like substantially, I still enjoy the amount of like polish that has gone into this game. Well, now that we have literally milked this cow, like now that we have beaten this dead horse to the point of like resurrecting it and then like killing it again, we have literally listened to the entirety of Sound Test, and played through the game 4 times. Once, one run through just with no life, like just with no damage, pretty much just to show off, I guess. I don't know. Also to satisfy my weird sense for completion. So we've literally milked this series as far as it can go. So join us next time for not Kirby's Dream Land, and in fact not Kirby at all. I don't know what it is yet, but yeah. And anyway, I'm glad that after all of this, after literally taking and juicing every last second out of this so that we can officially mark it as done on the marathon list, I'm glad that we have finally reached our destination. That's cut off.